kind of how I feel like it went with me.
Man, wow. Have you stayed rooted in faith throughout the duration of your existence, or have you fallen off at all?
I stayed rooted in it as so much as I knew it, and I knew it to be true. And there were things I would do that were obedient, but for every obedient thing I would do, there were 9 things that were disobedient. And he'll only let you do that for so long. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And if you're really lucky, he'll only slap you hard enough to knock your teeth out and not knock your brains out. If you're really lucky.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. And so, when I became a dad, I started thinking about, we call him the father. He's our father. Well, now I'm somebody's father. And so, and then I thought, and we're created in the image of God. We are created in his image. Well, what that means to me is that means every emotion that I feel, he feels. I'm in his image. That also means he has a sense of humor, which I find to be a really interesting thing. I'd love to hear him laugh one time. But every emotion we have, he also has. So that means how I feel about my sons on the absolute perfect and most intense level is how he feels about his sons and daughters. So mine is an imperfect way, and it is so intense for me, I would pile them up by the fence as deep as I could get them if they came after my kids. And so would you, and so would millions of people that are probably watching this right now. Mm-hmm. That's the level of love we have for our kids. Extrapolate that times infinity, and that's how God feels about us. Man, once I had that realization, I went, wow. I'm like looking up going, that's how you think. So if you're going to discipline your kid it keeps going out in the street and playing football. And you have told him 10 times, do not go out in the street and play football. You get hit by a car, dummy. And he keeps going out there. Well, eventually you're going to have to do something pretty drastic to punish this kid because you don't want him to get hit by a car, right? Now, you ain't going to kill him. You're not going to break a bone or something. You're going to do something. You're going to snatch him up, and something significant is going to happen for his own good. He looks down at us and goes, I'm looking at my son, John, down there. I'm going to have to be drastic with this guy. He is too bullheaded. He's too fearless of things. He ain't listening. I'm going to have to smack him around. That's why I said, if you're lucky, he'll only knock your teeth out instead of your brains. Because he can just take you out.
Have you had your teeth
and
knocked
just go,
out?
I've given you every chance in the world, you're out.
Have you had your teeth knocked out?
Many times.
You got any examples?
He knocked him out a few times and it didn't work. So like public humiliation, losing record deals, being fired from very, very successful situations, and take me from riding high all the way down to nobody's calling and can't pay my rent. That was knocking my teeth out. Didn't matter. Wasn't understanding what that was. Wasn't ready to yield yet. And so on and on and on it goes. And I used my success as a hammer to beat the crap out of people with it. And that goes back to how I was treated as a kid. When you talked about me and my mother, I felt like I was having the crap beat out of me all the time. So when I finally got the upper hand, I took my own success, and it was big success. Millions and millions and millions of records. #1 songwriter in Nashville 3 years in a row at ASCAP. I was Songwriter of the Year 3 years in a row. That's hard to do.
Wow.
That means my songs got played on country radio more than anybody else's songs in all of Nashville for 3 years in a row.
Wow.
Right. So I had that kind of success, and instead of doing what I would do now with success, which is go out and try to help other people and do good things with it, I'd go, right on, my hammer just got bigger. Now who can I hit? And I'd make sure they knew I had a hammer. Right?
Wow.
Walk around like a mob boss, like I'm the man. You know, and what that was, I was just dishing out what I'd taken.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. But it makes sense when you look at it like that.
What was the turning point?
Turning point for me was Nothing specific other than what I'm about to explain to you, meaning I didn't lose some big deal or almost have a car wreck or anything like that. It literally was this. I was sitting in a hotel room, and that's the way I'm conducting myself, like I've been explaining here. Sitting in a hotel room after a concert, and I felt God vacate me. Left.
How so?
He just left.
What was the feeling?
Like you had been abandoned in the Arctic Circle. Gone. So until that point, it was still in there. You know, when you give your life to Jesus, you ask the Holy Spirit to come in, and He will. And you can feel it. I can feel it right now. You can too. Mm-hmm. So imagine that being taken away. He just leaves, like, bye. And the same door he walked in, he just walked out and slammed it, and you're just sitting there. Now, there's no more protection for you, no more patience for you, no more nothing for you. You're not going to listen, I'm out. That doesn't mean I'd have gone to hell if I'd have died, but it means that he's done. He ain't going to mess with me anymore. And if you go look back in Psalms, King David had that experience several times. Mm-hmm. Like he said, I'm crying out to you and you will not answer me. Where have you gone? Where are you? Please answer me. Because David did some really bad stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, what he did to Uriah, what he did to Bathsheba, with Bathsheba and Uriah and other things that were really, really bad. I mean, he had Bathsheba's husband killed in battle. He put Uriah up on the front lines to make sure he died so he could take his wife. That's pretty bad. That's about as bad as it gets, actually. And God abandoned him. That's the word, abandon. Abandonment is what that felt like.
So you get done with a concert. You're sitting in, what, the green room or something?
Sitting in a hotel room, back in my room with my ears ringing like cymbals in my ears. Yeah, sweating.
So what was it, like a bolt of lightning? I mean, was it instantaneous?
No, it was not like a bolt of lightning. It was like, it was almost like you were looking at yourself from the outside of yourself a little bit. Like you're sitting there, but you feel like you can see the room and you can literally feel like the air just got sucked out of it. It was a horrible feeling. I bet it's probably what it might feel like if you were drowning.
Did you know what it was?
Yes, I knew what it was.
What was your next move?
Went over to the little, end table in the hotel room where they always have a Bible, pulled it out and started reading it, and it didn't make any difference. It did not help me at all because he was gone. It's interesting. It's like maybe if your kid says, I'm going to run away, I'm going to run away, I'm going to run away. And then you finally say, fine, run away. Here's your bag. And you shut the door behind them. What's the kid do at that point? Oh, now it's real.
Did that happen to you?
Yeah, that's how it felt. And then what's the kid want to do at that point? Let me back in the house. Let me back in the house. Let me back in the house. It was like that.
How'd you get him to come back?
I apologized and apologized and apologized for weeks. And
to him? Or
yes,
to people
to him.
You had hurt?
To him. To him. This is way past me being around my mother. This is way decades after that. Mm-hmm. Now, I apologize to him. And then I ran across who is now, without a doubt, my favorite preacher of all time. It's too bad that he's not alive here anymore. But Dr. Charles Stanley. If you don't know who that is, go look him up. But I was on YouTube and ran across Dr. Charles Stanley. And I'm watching him, and he gets into, I forget what he was even talking about, and I went, that is the best I have ever heard that explained. What else is on here? And I find another one, and another one, and another one, and I think for a month, I bet I consumed 300 or 400 sermons from him, just one after the next, after the next, after the next. Then I'd pull my Bible out and read along with him, and go through it, and go through it, and go through it, and started reconnecting everything that I had been taught growing up from my dad. I started understanding it again, and now as a grown man, I could feel it. And then one day you wake up and you just feel like it's back. That's how it felt.
Wow.
It was like light switch off, dark room, dark room, dark room, dark room. Lights just came back on. Power just came back on. I could feel him come back in. And then you felt really weird because when that happens to you, then you walk back out into the same world you were just walking back into, except now everything looks completely absurd and repulsive to you. Like I had a horrible gambling problem. Horrible.